Well, it's Steve Out Trek Boy 89 for Steve Out's 89. Well, I just watched episode 14 of Star Trek Prodigy, Crossroads, and it really is starting to feel more like Star Wars than Star Trek, particularly this episode. Basically, they go down to Hoth and they bury their ship and then go off to like a Mos Eisley sort of franchise starbase. And they're supposed to be finding a ship to then go find the Federation so they can warn them about the Protostar and, join the Federation and ask for asylum and, be safe from, whatever, all the things they're running from. But instead, as soon as the Federation shows up, because Janeway shows up looking for the survivor from the space station because he's an eyewitness for who attacked the station and stole the Protostar, and she assumes did something to Chakotay because she's looking for them. Instead, they literally run away from them. They go back to the ship. They raise it up out of the snow, just like the Enterprise into darkness. And this is after a land speeder, like Chase or whatever they called them in Star Wars, except it's the snow instead of the desert, and it plays just like that. It's like episode 1 or episode 4. It's just like they pick up and of course while they're trying to look for a ship at this Mos Eisley sort of station, they find O'Connor, and he gets arrested, but then he escapes, and then he hides in the ship that they steal. So he ends up tagging along with them and ending up on the ship. And it just feels so much like Star Wars. It's just like these rebel kids, these mismatched group of people, no sort of unity like the Federation, no nothing like that. It's just a bunch of random people together running from this Darth Vader sort of character, or he's more like one of the villains from episode 1, 2, or 3. But that's not the story of Star Trek. It's like where is the exploration? Where is the adventure? We've had a few individual episodes like that, but we sort of, it gets overwhelmed by this overall story, which is just a Star Wars story, really, and it just doesn't work for me. And the stupidity of them running. I mean, they literally run in the ship. Janeway chases, and then another thing which is really bad happens. Basically, they had Murph hatch, and instead of coming out interesting or cute, he just comes out like this stupid-looking little humanoid body with a Murph head, just generic little alien human body, and then just a Murph head. And first thing he does is jumps onto the console, and with his butt shoots a torpedo aft at Janeway. And they're already coming across as hostile because they're not answering the hails because they can't. But of course they could have avoided this if they just told her what happened when they saw her on the station. But of course they run because the series wouldn't go on. This stupid story which no one wants. We want Star Trek. We don't want this chase story. They could have just ended this. Instead they drag it out by having the characters do stupid things, like not telling the one person they're looking for, what they should be telling them, the problem with the ship and everything. Instead they just create a bigger problem. And the episode ends with Janeway responding by shooting at the Protostar device, the third warp nacelle. The ship goes out of warp, and then they go into the neutral zone because they think Janeway can't follow, but she's determined to follow because she doesn't want to lose the technology or risk not finding out what happened to Chakotay. So then they go into Romulan space, and of course they have a black female commander basically telling them, hello, this is war, and that's where the episode ends. So I'm just disappointed in the series because when they do standalone episodes and when they sort of aspire to Star Trek to be in Starfleet, the shows almost work, but they always pull it back to this Star Wars sort of style show. It's like the people who created the show grew up watching Star Trek and Star Wars together and can't differentiate them. And it's just really frustrating. I don't watch this show, I don't watch Star Trek to see Star Wars or to see Battlestar Galactica or, Stargate. I mean, I watch it to see Star Trek and all the things that make Star Trek uniquely Star Trek, the Federation, the style of ships and the way they explore in that. All these things have been stripped away and just replaced with generic sci-fi or Star Wars sort of tropes, and it's just really tiresome. And I think the show could be really good, and it's just depressing because every time I look at it, because the best thing about the episode was the sort of the purple ice planet and how beautiful that looked. But every time I see stuff like that, I think, God, imagine how beautiful it would be, amazing it would be if they did a Star Trek show with this kind of CGI art and design. But I'm still waiting for it. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.